Hi everyone, my name is Nurdalia Alisa binti Hamzah. Today, I'm going to talk about living with less is possible and project bank-proof it. What if I told you guys everything you truly need might be in your home and you didn't even realize it, but you still keep buying more? We live in a time where buying more is the norm, but what if using what we already have could be the key to a simpler and more meaningful life? That's exactly what Project Pen is all about. But what is Project Pen? In our daily life, we may find ourselves using cosmetic items such as eyeshadow and blusher to the point where we hit the pen. That is what basically a term used when the metal pen at the bottle becomes visible, showing that the product is nearly finished. This is exactly what Project Pen is all about. We use the product until it's finished before buying the new one. In today's world, we constantly influenced by ads, friends calling us to buy more. That's why this topic is so relevant to me. So learning to live with less can help us to save money, reduce stress, and appreciate what we already own. I became interested to choose this topic after realizing how much I spending on money on things that I already own, and I didn't really use it. I started exploring minimalist habit and come across the Project Pen. Through research and trying it by myself, I have seen how it changed, so that I am excited to share what I have learned with you guys today. Living with less is not only possible, also we will live in peacefully without the constant need to buy more. Project Pen proved that by encourage people to use what they already have, reduce unnecessary spending and find satisfaction on simplicity. It helped us to live more intentionally and feel more fulfilled. Living with less is possible, and Project Pen showed that using what we already have can lead us to prevent from overconsumption and impulsive buying, emotional attachment to possession, and financial problem. First, I will explain why overconsumption and impulsive buying lead to waste money and has the negative impact on Project Pen, highlighting how living with less support the broader prospect for sustainability. According to the 2021 article in the journal Generation Z Dilemma on Impulsive Buying and Overconsumption Intention, while the pursuit of more fueled by overconsumption and impulsive buying drain our finance and strain our planet. Embracing a lifestyle of living with less offers a vital pathway to personal well-being and true sustainability. In the same article, this behavior leads us to waste money because consumers who make impulsive purchase never think about the negative impact that their action have. They just spontaneity is a feeling felt by individual when they see a product, then arise the feeling to buy it at a moment notice. The impulsive buying and overconsumption buying also affect the individual incurring application for purchase because pay later is one type of online credit payment. The use of pay later is thought to be one of the triggered. The use of pay later is thought to be one of the triggers for impulsive buying behavior. For example, a resident in Shanghai, Shen Jingpeng, is in debt of 10,000 yuan or the equivalent 20 million because using of the pay later. Next, I will explain why people keep buying things and it can lead to financial problems and make it hard still to budget. That Project Pen proof that living with less can help us save money and take better control of our finance. People with financially contingent self-worth base their self-esteem on money and feel pressure to achieve financial success. However, the present research suggests such individuals may be vulnerable to compulsive buying and experiencing distress and impairment in their life from engaging this maladaptive behavior. Compulsive buying is characterized by chronic repetitive purchasing despite negative representation. Individual engaging in this behavior often buy items they do not need or cannot afford. Following this, purchase, they might experience negative emotions such as guilt, shame, anxiety, or regret. One way they might attempt to validate feeling of financial success is by spending money freely. However, this creates a potential paradox and a source of internal conflict, which is spending satisfies the short-term desire to feel financially successful in the moment, but it distracts from the longer-term goal of saving and accumulating wealth. Lastly, Project Bank is just not a trend, but it is a lifestyle that promotes sustainability, financial stability, and intentional living. Project Bank is focusing on finishing the product we already have before buying the new one, including all which is makeup, skincare, or household item. The name pen is coming from the idea of using product until you hit the bottom of the bottle. So other than makeup, it's useful to all areas of life. It helps us to appreciate what we already own and reducing unnecessary spending. Use what we already own is basically the original item of this project pen. This principle asks us to think before we buy something. Instead of replacing or adding a new item, why not we just using the product that we already have? Whether it is finish the blusher when it hit the pen or wearing clothes that we haven't touched yet. When we stop replacing or adding a new item, we can reduce waste because using what we have ensure those resources doesn't end up in the trash. Project Pen is one of the reasons we will become a smarter consumer because we start buying what we don't actually use. So it will reflect on our daily habit. We also felt more in control when you start buying unnecessary things and focus on what you really need. Your space become less messy and crowded. Instead of feeling stressed by loss of stuff, we will create an environment that organizes indirectly. We will become a smarter and more mindful consumer. Now that I have established the reason why Project Pen is crucial or embracing a minimalist lifestyle while fostering greater happiness. There is clear that overconsumption and impulsive buying, emotional attachment to possession and financial problem can affect our mental. So Project Pen helps us by encouraging us to live with less. Start your own Project Pen today, and living with less can bring more mindful life and financial freedom. Minimizing your space is the first step to clearing your mind. Focus on what truly matters and spending with purpose. Project Pen proves that living with less isn't about frustration, but about making space for what truly matters. By focusing on what we already own, we can create more fulfilling, stress-free life. So let go of the assets and start living with intention. That's all from me. Bye.